My amazing son caused a scene and called out my ex-husband for being a deadbeat. I have a 17-year-old son, Marcus. His dad bailed on us when he was 1 year old because he was too much of a coward to tell me himself he didn't want to be a dad anymore. He got his parents to tell me this. His parents weren't very happy with him and tried to convince him to come back, but he refused. He told them that fatherhood was not for him and that it was a mistake to even get me pregnant. Despite this, I told my ex's parents that the door was open for him to visit and have a relationship with Marcus if he wanted when Marcus was younger, but he never did take up on my invitation. I moved on and met my now husband George when Marcus was 4. My son reached his teen, but not a single penny was given to us by his father. Only George supported us financially. He is good to Marcus and sees him as his own. Marcus knows that George is not his biological dad, but that doesn't matter to him. Their bond is more than blood. George loves kickboxing, and it didn't take long before Marcus became passionate about it as well, so George enrolled him into a kickboxing club. They both trained a lot together and Marcus started winning local tournaments. Unbeknownst to me at the time, my ex's sister, April, had been sending my ex these on Marcus. Despite my moving on, I still had contact with my ex's parents, and my son has a relationship with them. We are always invited to family events like birthdays and holidays, and they are fine with my husband. Not once had my ex shown up while we were there. I did know that my ex did mend his relationship with his family at some point. Last week, we were invited to my son's cousin Sophie on her 16th birthday. We showed up and the first thing I noticed was April looking stressed, and knew why when I noticed my ex was sitting at a table with his girlfriend. Marcus came in beside me. My ex nodded at him and said, "Hey son." Marcus froze. There was this horrible pause and my ex said, "I heard you're doing good and you're fighting. You definitely got that from my side." Before I could say anything, Marcus said, "Don't try and claim something you've never had a part in." Because he did raise his voice, everyone went quiet and watched us. April tried to intervene, but my ex said I raised him to be a brat, and Marcus just went off on him, and a lot of heated words came out from my son that I've never heard him say before. He called him a deadbeat and said he abandoned us and that he was just a waste of space. My ex's was floored and red because he knew that a lot of people are watching. George had to come in and only caught the end of it. He had to drag out Marcus before it escalated. We ended up leaving and Marcus was crying. April texted later and said she wanted an apology from Marcus for ruining Sophie's birthday. I told her to let him calm down first, but she kept pushing it until I snapped and said I'm not going to get him to apologize for telling the truth. He did nothing wrong, not one thing. The adults who thought a surprise was the right way to reintroduce a deadbeat dad are morons. The loser trying to casually take credit for the efforts of a son he didn't raise is also a moron. She called me a